I'd like to now introduce Ms. Marion Blakey, President and CEO of Aerospace Industries Association, for any opening comments.
Thank you, Chairman Nye. Ranking Member Schock, Congressman Ellsworth, we're delighted to be here and testifying before you. I do represent the Aerospace Industries Association and our almost 300 member companies. I think in this economy it's important to point out that our industry is responsible for almost 2 million well-paying jobs. We had $95 billion in exports last year, and that contributed to a positive foreign trade balance of $57 billion. That's the largest for any manufacturing sector. The aerospace industry has a very keen interest in the small business innovative research and small business technology transfer programs. In fact, the major part of AIA's membership of the 175 small companies that make up our Supplier Management Council. Our large members also rely on these companies because they make the machined component parts, electronic subsystems, the kind of system software that become integral to the aerospace equipment that the U.S. government depends on. And our large companies understand that SBIR is often what gives their smaller partners the ability to be innovative and to bring the best work into these large projects. For example, it was a successful SBIR project sponsored by NASA that led to the development of a robotic device that allows an astronaut to position a joystick with a sense of feel that's very real world and actually contributes to the manipulability. This has led to multiple applications beyond the device's original plan, and in fact it's on the International Space Station, but we also find it's operating in satellite docking research and now in military unmanned ground vehicles. Just an example. But as you can see, small business is an important part of driving technology innovation for the aerospace industry. So we do have specific recommendations on the program going forward, 4 of them in fact. First, we think it's critical to the integrity of the SBI program not to be weakened by allowing large companies access to these funds. While modifying the program to allow venture capital participation we think is a sign of the changing times, we believe that the fundamental principle to be preserved here is that venture capital firms who don't meet the size standard definition of small business should not be allowed access to SBIR funds. A second concern, particularly for small businesses who are working on defense technology research and development projects, is that there's currently a technology readiness gap. SBIR currently funds the so-called Technology Readiness Level 4. Military prime contractors generally won't consider introducing a new technology into the acquisition process until you hit Technology Readiness Level 6. This gap is crucial. It stands between pure research and development and the rubber hits the road activity of testing, evaluation, and manufacturing that represents the real maturation of technologies that go from prototypes to actual production. Closing the gap between TRL 4 and TRL 6 with new funding, and we're thinking in terms of Phase 2 for technology and manufacturing, is important and would allow the SBIR program to be a more effective tool. Thirdly, I think everyone on the subcommittee is well aware of the technological advances that the program has spurred, but it's only allocated 2.5% of the federal R&D budget. We recommend that figure be increased to 5% of the total eligible R&D funds. In addition, to take into account 15 years of inflation, we recommend that the award levels be increased to $250,000 for Phase 1 and $2 million for Phase 2 awards. My final recommendation this morning deals with extending the authorization period for the program. We believe the authorization period should be extended to September 2022. Seems a long way away, doesn't it? But we do believe that's important. Based on SBIR's history of 7 to 10 year reauthorization, we believe this is a reasonable extension that will allow an opportunity for the changes to be implemented and the effectiveness evaluated. So in closing, let me just say small business innovation is a hallmark of this country's leadership and competitiveness, and this is a real stimulus program. These programs are often the only game in town for small business when it comes to government funding, and we believe a strong reauthorization bill focused on the current realities will help this program keep pace with economic and technological innovation, change, and yield untold results. Thank you very much.